10 common mistakes you're probably making in Piggy build mode right now, and as a 5-year plus experienced builder, I'm going to show you how to fix them and do even better. Starting off with an easy one is the fog. Disgusting! Fog in Piggy build mode makes your map look gray, distorted, messy, and blurry as well. If you want to get rid of this fog, make your map look as visible and clean as it does when you're in actual build mode. First, go down to the 3 lines, then settings, and in the games tab, you're going to scroll all the way down until you see use custom fog settings. Go ahead and enable that, and then just take this slider and put it to the max. Now when you go and start up your game, check this out. It's super clean looking. Look how much of a difference this is making here. Oh man, the next common mistake is right here. Having an intro cutscene in your map that plays every single time your game starts up. No one wants to have to sit here and look through these cutscenes over and over and over again every single time the game starts up. What if you could have your cutscenes only play once before a game starts without having to lose your cutscenes? It's a pretty quick and simple fix. Here's what you gotta do. Go into your cutscene editor, you're gonna go into your intro cutscene, and you're simply going to delete it. Now, once you delete it, you need to make sure that you do not save your map. That way, when you reload your map back in, the cutscene will still be there. So hey, you get to have your cake and eat it too. Mistake number 2 is something you wouldn't expect. Using buttons and levers. Buttons and levers are pretty easy to use, but they're kind of outdated now. When it comes to levers, they have a very long delay before they actually turn things on and off. It's just not great. And while buttons are much better and instantaneous, oftentimes people will just sit there and spam buttons over and over and over again, and sometimes even stand on top of buttons or stand up against the wall if they're on there. Buttons can get covered and levers are too slow. So what else is there to use? I got you covered. Skip out on these and instead use yourself a prompt trigger. It's basically this block right here, and when it's active in the game, it'll show a little prompt. Players can't sit there and cover it up because it shows through players, and it works instantaneous. The moment you press it, it turns on just like a button. You can add custom text on it too, but here's where it gets even better. Prompt triggers, normally you can't set them to less than 1. Watch what happens when I click this. 0, 1. By using this, I can have it instantly re-enabled. But if you want a version that has no cooldown, check this out. I've actually built one. You can press this as many times as you need and as fast as you need to, and there is 0 cooldown on it. And if you want a version that acts just like the levers, you can use this version I used. You press it once, it goes on. You press it again, it turns off. On, off, on, off. It works exactly like a lever. If you want the version with no cooldown, just take a prompt trigger and connect it to whatever you want to power on and a looper. Set the looper to this, connect the looper to a NOT gate, and then connect the NOT gate to the prompt. If you want the one that acts like a lever, add an extra looper at the end and give it these settings. Have that looper power on whatever you want to power, and then connect the prompt trigger to both of the loopers. And then have this looper power this NOT gate, and then the NOT gate goes into the prompt. The next common mistake is item hogs. Guys, don't ever place your items down your map like this ever again. I know there's a whole items tab here, but placing down your items like this, just dropping them down, can come with a big risk. You see, when I place down one item like this, someone can simply just take the item and then boom, they'll never use it, essentially soft locking your map. This is gonna have to force you to restart your game and kick out and find out whoever's holding your items. It's a mess. So stop placing down these raw items in your map and instead use an item block. This simple little setup will prevent item hogs from ever daring to steal items again. All you gotta do is connect this to this to this, and this to this. It's that simple. Set the looper to this, and then all you gotta do is go in your item block, set what item you want it to be, and then boom, you're all done. And boom, your item has just spawned in. And it doesn't matter how many times people take these items, a new one will continue to spawn over and over and over again. If everyone's able to have the same item, no one can soft lock it. And those trolls will be out of your map for good. Now here's the next mistake. It's very common for most players, whenever they want to choose a map that they want everybody to play for a round, they'll sit there and take the player spawn and manually place it at a map. Maybe for the next round, you know, they take the player spawn and they move it over here. Oh, okay, they restart the game, they start it back up, and then they move the player spawn over here. It's a mess. Don't ever do that. Here's the best way to do it. Simply put a teleport block at all of your map locations, set each teleport block to teleport all players, then just place 3 chat command triggers, connect each one to each map's teleport block, as I am doing with all three of these right here and now. Give them a name. I'll just put candy for the first one, water for the second one, and fire for the third one. Set each block to 0.1 seconds. Place 3 if gates. Connect each chat command block to its own if gate. Set each if gate to is owner, and then connect each if gate to each island's teleport block. Now, instead of having to manually place the player spawn every single time, all I have to do is just type in whatever command I want to put in. So if I put /candy, boom, every player will be teleported to the candy map. Or if I want to change it mid-round if I wanted to, I can do /water in chat and boom, I'm here. Or /fire. Now you can easily select a map while it's running without having to move the player spawn each time. Side note, if you want to have this work for infection only maps, all you gotta do is take your Piggy spawn, put a touch trigger over here. Side note, if you want to make this work for infection only maps, I'll just briefly explain. Touch trigger on the Piggy spawn, connect it to 3 AND gates, connect each map's if gate up to 3 different loopers, set the loopers to this, loopers go down into these, modify gate setting, modifies go down to the AND gates, and then connect each AND gate to its own teleport block in each map. You can reuse the teleport blocks used for the players, just make sure that you have infected enabled. For mini games, instead of using a hallway of portals, for Piggy Says or mini game maps, instead of using a hallway of portals that takes you to each mini game, you can basically just do the same exact thing here. The next big mistake is trying to hide your knives and guns in your map so that only you can have them. So many times have I seen people restart their games over and over and over again because their owner-only knife kept getting stolen, no matter how far away they hid the knives. First of all, never place down your knives or guns or any other special items down on the ground like that. No matter how well hidden they are, people will definitely find them. But by using this simple little setup, that problem will be completely gone. You won't even need to make an owner-only room. Take a chat command block, connect it into an if gate, and then connect the if gate into the item block. Set the if gate to owner-only, give the chat command block a name like knife, set to 0.1, and finally for the item block, you're gonna go down to give to player and then set whatever knife you want to set it to. And just like that, the problem's solved. I can just type knife in chat and boom, it immediately goes in my inventory without risk of any hackers or bad players trying to steal it. And you can do this for any item you want. And if you want a version of this that gives you infinite ammo, just take the same setup except, you know, put a looper here and then have the looper going into this, set the looper to this, and then change the time on this block to 3 seconds and give it a new name. So I have 0 ammo here, but now when I go type in chat ammo, you'll see that it's actually giving me a whole set of ammo. And now if you look inside my gun, I have 14 ammo. You can type this however many times you'd like. And for the last common mistake, I'm gonna make you guys cringe with this, but building like this. Basically, building blocks Minecraft style. 1 by 1 like this. It's horrible. Don't ever do this. Not only does each individual block take up data, but it just looks messy. And when you need to clean up later, it takes forever to clean up. So don't ever do this. Instead, use the scale tool. You can actually find it right here and just use the scale tool. It counts as one singular block, meaning it takes up less data. And if you need to get rid of it later, you can. This doesn't just apply for invisible blocks either. Use this for... Why is SpongeBob in my map? It applies for every single block. And if you want to see more Piggy content like this and update content, make sure you subscribe.